Chapter 23. You are the lucky ones, as not all before you have had this chance given them. But the reasons you have is because of the state of your world and the fact we need to punish those who refuse to change their ways and heed not our words of warning. Already you have been given them, yet most ignore them as something they feel outdated. We tell you now, there is nothing outdated about the holy books that have gone before. So many mock and say the words given in the holy books are out of touch with modern day living and that they were written for people who lived thousands of years ago. How foolish are those who say these things? Do they not realise we know all that has gone and all that is yet to come? There is nothing unknown to God, as it is He who created you and all around you. Do you think He does not know about that which He created, and what it is that is to become of it all? You are fools who say this. We laugh at you, and so do those of your world who hear you say it. Even some of those with no belief or understanding of our Creator are so foolish as to believe the books are outdated. Even they know there is a point to all of this, and even though they know not of what it is, they realise there has to be a reason. Or what would be the purpose of your existence? We urge you to go and buy these books, read them, and try to understand them. The older ones are the ones you need to read, for those which are done today are modern versions that have changed some things to suit mankind, and are not all that you need to read. Already some have passages taken out of them, as it does not suit the purpose of men, and yet they were given to you for you to read in their entirety. There are also hidden books that were not of the original words given to those chosen to write our words and share them with the world, and yet there are those who say they are. We tell you now they are not of us, but by the people who said they were. Books and more books are what you must buy to read about these matters. But instead of the ones you have all been buying up till now, it needs to be the ones that will give you the truth, as we have told you in these pages. Go and find more about these things in the way we tell them to you. Do not listen now to others who tell you things you now know to be wrong. There is plenty for you to study if you so wish, that will tell you all the answers you need for your world. If the answers are not there, it means you need not know them. It is a human trait to want to know more of what's hidden from you, and we understand this. But it's this curiosity that gets so many of you into trouble or involved in things you should be staying away from. We hope by now you're already recognising this, and will from now on be more selective. Start trying to read in ways that will teach you the ways that will help save you and to give you better lifetimes in your future. The way for your spiritual path to really blossom is to lead as good a life as possible. Keep purity in your hearts at all times. Repent for those things you have done wrong before, and you will find your spiritual path opening up more before you. Many of those who call themselves spiritual today are not any such thing, as you can see for yourselves if you look at what we have said before. Look carefully now, and you will see things that were not clear to you before you read our words. Maybe now your eyes too are opened enough to see, and your ears open to hearing. If you have persevered, my friends, and come this far into the book we offer you, then the chances are that you are the ones prepared to listen and to help us make the necessary changes in your world. You might think you're not capable of helping us in this matter, but you are. It is you, the human race, that decided what's to happen and occur, and it's you who can alter things yet to come. Some of what's to come is too late to change, as it has to happen now to show man the wrongs he's done. They will continue to happen until he recognises why these things are happening. The longer they take to realise it's their behaviour that's making it occur, the more you will all have to suffer. It's up to you to help us and change what future events are already in the planning for your world. By you spreading our words, by making them see what it is we say, and if they understand them, it will help them in the long term, even if not now. How many of you will do this, though? How many will be scared to be seen to believing in what we say? How many will not want to stand out amongst the majority of your world, we wonder? When our Master gave of his life to save you all, how many then came to defend him, to support him, to help spread his words and save him? Are you too to be the same as those who let him down then? Are you to let him down again and ignore his pleas for your help? Now, all these years later, he is still talked of. How many of you will be able to say the same about the lives you have led whilst in this world? How many of your deeds will live on beyond your time here to make a difference to others and for them? Now is your chance to stand and be counted. Now is your chance to stand and defend God when he asks for your help. Spread his words that were given to the world for goodness. Never mind all the fantasy and superstition man has made up for himself. Place your trust in God's words and those his Son gave to your world. They are the only ones to stand the test of time, and this is for a reason. How could they be wrong? How can this new way people twist it into be right? Can you not see how words today are twisted to fit into man's life just so that he need not change? We trust in you and we hope in you. We need you to lead the way in this war against badness, for this is a war, my friends. It is a holy battle that's already started, and you are to be the army that fights for us in a bid to save your world from final damnation. The one who writes this book for us has already been called Joan of Arc by some who know of her work to lead the way forward in this for us. She thinks that strange, but it is not so strange, my friends, as she's doing the same by leading an army forward to help change the ways of mankind so others might be saved when the time comes for disasters to strike. Already they call themselves her army, but you too are of this army and you can make a difference. Do you think it is by chance this name came about and the likeness mentioned to her work? Of course it's not. It was meant to be as all are things that happen in your world. It was all part of this plan coming together until we now came to this stage. We have waited until she was ready to do this for us, and now is the time. There is no more time to be wasted, and this is why we give her our words in such a rush, as there is no more time to spare before this work starts. All you need is trust, hope and courage. Trust that what we tell you is true, and that God will be kind to those who work for him to help in this holy war. Hope that others will listen to you and change their ways, that they are to be shown are wrong. Then pray. Pray that God might give you the courage to stand up and do these things in a manner that will make others believe what you tell them. You are our army on earth, and it is in you we trust. We have our armies here, and the head of this is the glorious Saint Michael. Many call on him of your world, and yet they do not know him. The ways they talk of him are for the wrong reasons. He does not protect those who are putting themselves in dangerous situations without a care. He looks over and guides those who know God and do his work, not those who do things they should not be doing. Their words to him mean nothing, as what they do is calling on those of the other world, the world of darkness, and Michael does not venture there till end days. He protects his own, and not those who do not know him despite saying they do. There are some who call themselves by his name, and by other angel names in order to deceive those of your world. There are many who say they could talk with these angels, and those of no faith believe this to be so. This angers us as we watch so many of you listen and believe these things. So sad are we to see how many are deceived, and yet you read not your holy books. This we cannot understand. How can you say you believe these things and yet not read the true books, only the ones with fantasy? We will say no more on this as we have before, and yet, as you see, this is something that saddens and angers us greatly. This is one of the biggest deceptions of your world.